guys, and welcome back to Everything DIY. Today we're doing an install that we've wanted to do for a really long time, and that's upgrading the steering wheel in our Mazda Speed 3. This may seem like a difficult install because you have airbag removal and it's an integral part of your car, so it could be kind of intimidating, but really you only need a couple tools for the project, so it's not that difficult. Before we get into the install, let's talk about the steering wheel we purchased. We had a lot of requirements when looking for a new wheel. First, we wanted a wheel to look like it came from the factory, so obviously all the pieces and trim from the factory wheel would need to fit. Next, we wanted more aggressive styling and a thicker grip around the wheel. Finally, we wanted a wheel to mount in the stock location without any kind of modification. So with all that in mind, we found a Japanese company called Autoexe, who made the exact wheel we were looking for. As you can see, it's a pretty nice wheel. It's a lot thicker than our old one, has great molded hand grips, and a flat bottom. For those looking for steering wheel options, there aren't many for the second generation Speeds that keep all the stock accessories. We personally were able to find two options. One was a random listing on eBay that cost $850, and the second was this Autoexe wheel, which we ordered from Japan for $350. For you first-gen owners, you have a nice option to purchase the Corksport wheel for $350. We posted links in these products in the description below. Now the tools we're going to be using for this project include a Ratchet, 21 and 10mm sockets, Phillips and Flathead screwdrivers, and a thin pry tool like this pick. Yes, a paper clip will work. So the first thing we're going to do is go under the hood to remove the negative battery terminal because we're going to be taking out the airbag from this car. Next, we're going to remove these two rubber covers on the side of our steering wheel and unfasten the two bolts that secure the driver airbag. Once those are removed, we can carefully pull the airbag away from the wheel. Don't tug. There are wires connected to the airbag, as you can see. Now with the back of the airbag exposed, let's remove the plugs that are going into the airbag by prying the small clips, then prying the connectors. So this is our little needle pry tool. Just like that. Okay, I'm gonna take these off. With those off, the only thing holding the airbag to the wheel is the horn, so let's unplug that and remove the clip holding it in place. Okay, now this is kind of a pain, but just get your pry tool in here and with patience it'll come out eventually. Before we remove the steering wheel from the car, let's unwedge and unplug this connector so that we can pull the wheel away safely. Get this. With that out of the way, let's grab our Ratchet and 21mm socket to remove the wheel. This bolt isn't that tight, so it should come off pretty easily. Quick note, remember the position that the steering wheel was in. Also, the sensor here, we need it to be in the same location when we install the new one. This is the factory wheel off the car, not bad, right? So let's just disassemble it and move all the pieces onto the new wheel. The first part of disassembling the wheel is to remove the back plate. We do this by removing these two screws and to push these two retainers and pull the plate away. So I'm going to start by unscrewing these. Oops, I forgot there's these wires tucked behind these two plastic pieces here. Let's see if I can show you that. Just gotta kind of get those out. There we go. The next thing we're going to do is remove these two panels with the buttons on them. So first, I'm going to unscrew. They have two little areas to unscrew here. Let's take those off. Now with those off, we can unscrew the front face plate and then unplug these two connectors in here. Use this. There we go. And this guy. There we go. Before we actually move on to taking these guys off, I'm going to do these ones first. And to do that, I have two screws here and here. That's not what I need to unscrew it. Alright. Now that all the securing screws are off, we can kind of just start pulling these panels off in one piece, loosening it in each section. There we go. Just like that. As you can see, here's the old steering wheel and the new steering wheel. Our new one is quite a bit thicker than the other. And I'm ready to put this guy in. I'm going to start assembling the new wheel. Just put everything back in as it came off. So we get these little cords in back through there. There we go. And now we can start plugging things in and screwing it down. Just like they came out, I'm going to put everything back, screw it all back in just as it came out. Starting with these ones. Next I'm going to replace the screws in these two panels and this panel here. Over. Now let's replace the back panel. Let's see if I can position this on here. And tighten those back. Now with all the screws back in place, I'm going to push the wires into their spots again. Okay, all the vital pieces are now on the new wheel and ready to get back in the car. Okay, so now we can put the new wheel back on. Remember where the sensor was, and obviously we have these two prongs here and they can only fit into these two holes here, so they'll go in no matter what. Feed the wires through. Okay, so this is what it should look like from this angle. Now that it's on the right position, I can put this bolt back in and secure it. So you don't need a torque wrench, but we use one for everything, so we're just going to use one at about 35 foot-pounds to tighten this bolt, just so, you know, you don't die. Great. Okay, now we're ready to put the airbag back in. Although first, I don't know if you remember that black clip that was holding the horn wire on. We kind of messed that up. It was a pain in the butt. It just wouldn't come off and it broke. So we're gonna zip tie this one back on here, which is fine. It's not a big deal. It was a pain in the butt anyway, and I don't have to deal with it again. So this is gonna be fine for now. Okay, just trim it down and plug it back in. Just kind of forgot this little guy here. Slip it into place, click it in, and put the wires back in its little holder groove thing here. Alright, now we have to put these guys back in too. Push into place. And then these black clips here to secure them. And then and push this back into place. Okay, now I'm going to put the screws on the sides of the steering wheel back in. Okay. These don't have to be too tight. That's about good right there. And then obviously the little rubber cover as well. That's what it looks like. New wheel, it's pretty nice. Also, don't forget to get your battery connected again, or else the whole point of this, there is no point. Nothing will work. Alright guys, so that's about it. If you're interested in grabbing one of these for yourself, we have links down in the description to similar products. If you want to check those out, please go ahead. If you like this video, please hit that like button, thumbs up. We really appreciate it. It helps us out a lot. If you want to see more from us and you're new, please punch that subscribe button right there. And if you have any questions or comments, please don't hesitate to leave them below, and we'll see you in our next one. Bye!